That's well, you got to say that one more time. Because that a
No one.
lot of those who are givers, a lot of those who feel that, it's because it's all about your time, it's about your effort, it's about your experience, your energy, your background, your training, your skill set, your
Yeah.
talents, and your gifts. And those things are being exchanged in a monetary or value,
It's
some
just
type of
energy.
value system.
Yeah, money is
Exactly.
energy. And then if you look at it this way, as long as you feel like you're giving more value than what you're charging, but no one can pay you for your spirituality. No one can pay you for your
Hmm.
faith in God. No one can pay you for
Hmm.
any of that, but they can pay you for your expertise and for your
And your
time,
time.
and
Yes.
that exchange of energy. And I always make sure that whatever I'm charging, whatever investment I'm asking people to make, because to me it's an investment. All the
Hmm.
coaches and the personal trainers and everything to me is not money spent. It's something I'm investing into myself. And the more I invest into myself, the more value I can be of to others around me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, as you mentioned, providing more value than the person can actually exchange and give back to you.
Yeah.
You still
Yeah.
stay in the giving space, right? You're not taking anything because you're giving more, and whether it's your time, your expertise, your skill set,
Yeah.
you're giving more than you're receiving, period.
And a lot of
So that is,
people that, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people that are natural givers, we've got to know why we're giving, because we can have an intention that I'm giving because then people will love me. I'm giving and then people will like me.
hmm,
But that's not the true giving, because it's got an agenda attached to it. And to give so much and not give something to yourself is not living the example of true internal leadership, of true self acceptance, of true love.
or
You know,
self-love.
self love,
Yeah,
absolutely. And the more that you can
that's
love
it.
and give yourself, the more that you can give to others. So recently, there was a lot going on for me, and a lot of people in my family that I needed to give to that were affected because of COVID. And so I needed to pull back from new things I was creating in my business to have the
Hmm.
energy to do that. Then I've had to pull back for 2 weeks. I've taken off with my husband so I can refuel, and that
That's it.
reignites the creativity and the energy, and then I can give it to others. If I drain myself, if I don't have self-worth, you know, I've got nothing to give. If I don't earn a
Hmm.
good money for doing a great service, then how can I then give in a way that I want to give?
Yeah.
Also other charities, and in a
Yes.
way that I
Right.
want to make a difference to the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a long time for me to even go through that path. But what one great sentence helped me. Well, two, actually two, is one of them was, if you're taking me away from my husband, my children, how much is that worth?
Yeah.
So a lot of times we'll go and spend 50 hours doing 20 million other things, but you're taking that time away from your family.
Exactly.
And then how you position yourself. If you put yourself like a purse on a clearance rack versus the one behind the glass, and people are ruffling through like a sale, and you feel like the person on the clearance rack, is it the person's fault or is it my fault?
And
And so
then
I have to
I
do
love
some
that.
internal
Yeah.
work, knowing that I have to do some internal work to say, okay, I need to adjust how I see myself so that what I'm portraying comes across, not clearance.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautifully said. And the same thing, what are you robbing others of? Because if
Yeah.
you can't sustain your business, and you're in your business because you love the service that you're giving and that you're providing and the change that you're making, but you're not earning from that, you're
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
financially sustainable, then at the end of the day, you're going to go back and get a job, and you're going to rob those people of your service,
That's it. You
you
got
know?
you have to share what inspires you. Okay. What inspires you to do this type of work?
What inspires me to do, I just feel like I was born to do this work. There is no greater charge for me than to take the gift that I've been given and the insights and experience because I want globally to see women feeling and knowing their internal power, knowing that they have their own unique gift to give to the world, and it is your purpose in being here to embrace that, and live the life that you love. And then when you're living the life that you love, we link arms with other women and other people, and we just keep, you know, lifting each other up.
That's the most beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I know from my own journey that I've done, where I've come from feeling really ugly, not good enough, feeling on the outside, not belonging, not having that tribe, you know, of a lot of girls growing up being very nasty to me. And I was always like, can't we all just be friends? That was sort of my thing. And, you know, self-hatred and lack of self-worth, and the journey that I've done, and who and how I am now, and how I feel, and how it also then inspires others. It's like, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it. You've just got to be willing to go through the challenges, the discomfort at times, get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable at times. Invest in yourself and look at yourself and know where, you know, explore the areas that you need to grow, where you're getting in your own way, not deliberately. So I say to the people that I work with, when you don't know what you're doing because you don't know what that pattern is that's playing out, then you know, you're not accountable. But once you recognize it, once you've gone eyeball to eyeball with it, and then you keep choosing it, then it's on you, because you're very consciously then choosing the lesser than, the non-truths.
Yeah, that's all fantastic. So, Kaye, if you had to tell your younger self a few tips about how to carry on in this new norm, this, you know, way to live life from this, you know, from this point, what would you tell her?
First of all, love and accept the parts when you feel like you're getting it wrong, or when you've lost your cool, or when you've been what I term horribly human, because until you can love and embrace those parts, you'll never move forwards.
I love it. I love it. So, Kaye, that's beautiful. No, that's beautiful how you share that.
Thank you. I'm all about integration, and I'm all about the more you reject aspects of yourself, the more they're going to be calling out and crying out for your attention. So, you know, maybe you said something horrible and you really lost your cool. I'm not saying that you say, you know, that's okay. There's a level where it is okay, because there's a part of you calling out, and that we need to accept that. You know, I laugh about it with girlfriends now. There are a couple of us, and sometimes when we get to that point, we say, oh my God, we just became Banshee woman again, you know, and there's this sort of acceptance. And the more that you accept it, the more you can integrate it, the less that it plays out in your life. But
it's like a little, it's like a little baby. The more you ignore it, the more it cries out. You know, so until you pick it up, it's gonna keep crying out louder and louder.
Well, exactly. And you know what? If you were talking to a child, would you speak to a child the way that we speak to ourselves sometimes? If a child came to you and said, I'm so ugly, you wouldn't sit there and go, yeah, you are. Look at you. You're terrible. If a child came to you and said, I'm not lovable, you wouldn't go, yeah, no, you're not. You don't deserve love. We you know, stop and think about the aspects of ourselves and how we're speaking, and say, would you speak to a child like this?
Yeah.
Or would you give them encouragement, love, and acceptance? And that's what we need to start doing for ourselves.
That's it.
And then
I love this.
The third thing would be the voice of inspiration. When you get that spark of desire to write the book, start the business, whatever, paint the paint, you know, whatever it might be, is actually the voice. So if I was talking to my younger self, I would say, that was me calling you to me. So there's my
I
future
love it.
self always calling to me. And to trust it.
This is really, I mean, this has really been, I'm
Oh
sure,
no, I glitched,
eye-opening.
frozen.
You're frozen, yeah.
Oh no, but you're back now too. Yeah,
So
yeah,
this has been fantastic as far as I'm sure there are a lot of just aha moments that's happening in those who are listening to us right now, because it's so important for us to look into ourselves, look into how we're treating others, look how we're treating, other, especially the women in the women sector, how we're
yeah,
treating each other and instead of supporting each other. So you've brought some great wisdom and some insights that we need to really think about and add, and even more assess it. A lot of times it's just sometimes we need to assess on a annual. I always tell people, assess every 3 months really, and ensuring that you're taking the right path to wherever your dreams are, whatever you desire in your
yeah.
life. So thank you, Kay. And I'm sure someone is wondering how can they reach out to you, connect with you, and if they needed some services or they needed to learn more about what it is that you do, how do we
Yeah.
connect with you?
You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn under Kayedoran, so Kaye Doran. But I'm also very excited, Carla, because it's only just finished going up last night onto my website, which is kayedoran.com. A workshop that I've been running called Power Up Your Life was normally a one-day workshop that I ran with people here on a small scale.
In person.
Yeah, in person. And I've run it for about 14 years. And I've now just finished all the work, and my web designers put it up as a free resource on my website. So what they'll get is they'll get to download the workbook, and then they'll get to download a series of, I think it's maybe 3 or so videos, so that I can guide them through it at their own pace, and that they can actually go through that workshop, which helps them unmask some of those limiting stories and beliefs and the
I love
language
it.
that they're using. So it's called Power Up Your Life. So if they go onto my webpage, it'll be on the first page. They just opt in, and it'll all be sent straight to them. So I'm excited about that. I also have 3 guided meditations that are for free, because I believe very much in the power of meditation. One's about 10 minutes and it's staying strong in adversity. Another one about your successful self. And then there's another one there for expanding your capacity for more, so they can go and utilize those as well. And via there, they can access me, obviously, either via, my email, which is on there, or Facebook, and if people have questions or anything, that's fine. I'm very accessible. It's one of my values.
I love it. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure, I'm telling you, some people are really looking into seeing how they can add this as a value to their lives. Thank you so much, Kay.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here. Blessings. Absolutely.
Well, everyone, we have been blessed with Kay's great wisdom about really how to look internally and really behind us. Sometimes we need to bring things that we leave behind and bring them before us so that we can face it and own it, embrace it, and then lead from it. I'm Carla Andrews. This is Your Inspired Journey. I see you soon.